place. All right, so you're going to title these notes 2.1 linear functions. Okay, so 2.1 linear functions. So with 2.1 let me know when I can talk.
Go ahead.
2.1 linear functions. We're going to start off with what is a linear equation. So the parent function of a linear is what? Anyone?
X.
It's just x. The parent function of a linear is f of x. Let's see if this helps me. Right. It is f of x equals x. That's the parent function of a linear, correct? Okay. Now, this is when we're talking about f of x equals x, and it's just your regular. Oh, that's not going through at all. Let's try that again. And pretend that I went through the origin. Okay. That's what that looks like, right? Now, when we are talking about an equation, we talked about other forms or how this may look, right? So we're going to start off with our slope-intercept. Do we remember slope-intercept form? Anyone? Everyone. What is it? There we go. Y equals mx plus b, right? Yes? Anyone's like, I've never seen this before. I have no earthly idea. Well, then you're in the wrong class. All right. So y equals mx b. We find out that this is our, m is our slope. Your slope is your rise over run. And we symbolize it as m. And m equals what? You're changing your y over you're changing your x, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Do we remember?
Yep.
Anyone's like, I've never seen this in my whole entire life. How do we feel about slope-intercept form? Good. And what is b? Your y-intercept. B is your y-intercept. It tells you where you cross the y-axis, so it's always 0, comma, the b value. Questions thus far about slope-intercept form? And again, you only have to write this stuff down if you don't remember it off the top of your dome, right?
Oh.
It's your notes, so. All right, good? Not good? Can I keep going? All right, the next form. Next, we're going to have point slope. Okay, point slope form is when you are given a point, and your point is x1, comma, y1, and you have your slope. So with point slope form, it is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, x1 and y1 are given points. Does that form look familiar? Yeah. Okay, so for example here. So an example of this would be given 2, comma 1, and that slope equals 3. Write the equation of the line. So this would be my x1 and y1, and I'm going to plug them in. So y minus 1 equals 3 times x minus 2. Still with me? Still good? And then all you got to do is simplify to get y by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute. So I have y minus 1 equals 3x minus 6. The second thing I need to do is what? Add 1. So what I do to one side, I do to the other. And we get y equals 3x minus 5. And that's the equation of the line. How do we feel about point slope and using point slope? Cool? Can I keep going? All right. Anyone remember the next form of a linear equation? Rate of change is your slope. Standard. Okay, we have standard form. And your standard is AX plus BY equals C. So that's our standard form. And the key thing here is A is greater than 0. What does that mean if I say greater than 0? It can't be 0 and it can't be what? Negative. A has to be positive. So in this situation, A is positive. Okay. The other thing is A and B are integers. What does it mean when we say integers? They're your whole numbers, right? Your whole numbers and their opposite. So you can't have a fraction or a decimal as A and B. Does that make sense? So in standard form, A is always positive, and A and B are integers. And that is your standard form. Okay, so how standard form works is that we're going to do a first example here of standard form. What if A and B are not? So what if I had 1/2 x plus 3y equals 5? Okay, is this in standard form? Why is it not in standard form? Because of this 1/2. So to get it into standard form, you just multiply by the denominator. Well, the least common denominator in this situation. But we only have 1 because this is over 1. So you're going to multiply by the denominator. Okay, so my denominator is 2. So I multiply both sides by 2. And what I'm left with is 1x plus 6y equals 10. Is it now in standard form? Yes. Okay, from standard form, you can also find your slope. So in standard form, you can find your slope one or two ways. Way number one is just get y by itself, right? Do everything you need to do to get y by itself. The other way to remember to find your slope in standard form, your m is going to equal negative a divided by b. So slope equals negative a divided by b. So continuing with our example, if I want to know what m is from here, what's my a? 1. What's my b? 6. So I plug it in. So negative a divided by b. So what is my slope? Negative 1/6. A in standard form, but this is a formula for slope. So this is finding the slope in standard form. So this is different. So this is slope. It's not in the equation. Okay. How do we feel about standard form? Questions, comments, or concerns? All right. Next, we're going to talk about finding your x and y intercepts. So finding x and y intercepts. Okay. Really easy. Anyone remembers how to find x and y intercepts from an equation? No. Okay. So let's talk about that. Your x-intercept means you have x comma 0, right? An x value comma 0. So if you're looking for your x-intercept, that means you're going to let y equal 0. When you have your y, it's 0 comma y. So when you're looking for your y-intercept, you're going to let x equal 0. I was really hoping that someone remembered that, but it's all good. It's all cool. Okay. So for example, if I had a problem in standard form, let's say we have 2x plus 5y equals 7. And I asked you, what are your intercepts? Define your x-intercept. So to find my x-intercept, I'm going to do what? Make the y 0. So we have 2x plus 5 times 0 equals 7. What happens to 5 times 0? Cancels. And I get 2x equals 7. Then what's the last thing to do? Divide by 2. So therefore, my x-intercept is at 7/2, 0. Yes, no? Ringing any bell? No? I hope so. I'm a little concerned. All right, here we go. Y-intercept. So if I need to find the y-intercept, 0, y, what am I doing? Plug the same thing, but this time for the x. So my x is going to be 0 plus 5y equals 7. My x term is going to go away. I'm left with 5y equals 7. And then what's the last thing for me to do? Divide by 5. So where's my y-intercept? 7/5. Okay, that's how you find your x and y-intercepts from an equation. Doesn't matter what the equation looks like, as long as you're plugging in 0 for y, you're looking for your x-intercept. And plugging in 0 for x, then you're looking for your y-intercept. It's always the opposite. How do you feel? Good. I would like to believe that I don't need to go over how to calculate slope, but by show of hands, is there anyone that needs to see an example of how to find slope? Okay, we're good. Graphically, rise over run, right? Table, changing y over changing x. Yeah, equation, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We're good? All right, then that is it for today. Tomorrow we will be doing linear regression. So on your assignment, you should be able to do majority of the first part. The last part is going to require us to learn how to do it in the calculator. Got it? All right, I'm done.